Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of Women of Arabia. Women of Arabia is a platform where we showcase the best women entrepreneurs and women from all walks of life who, with their sheer determination, passion and dedication, they have carved a niche and they've changed their dreams into reality. And today, in conversation with us, is the managing partner of FLC Marketing Group, Adriana Usvat. Thank you very much for being part of our show. So, just like I introduced, you're the managing partner of FLC Group, FLC Marketing Group. What exactly does FLC Marketing Group do? What do you do?
We are a 180 degrees BTL agency. We are organized on 4 major divisions. Okay. So one is the marketing division, which specializes on-ground activations, direct engagement programs, in-store promotions, in-mall roadshows. Basically, wherever we can engage with a customer is where you will see us present. Okay. Then we have an events and exhibition division. The events division specializes in store launches, product launches, as well as providing different talents and entertainers for major events. Okay. We also do have our production in-house, so that's why the exhibition bit of the business. We have a social media and digital division, which is assisting clients with handling their social media accounts as well as doing influencer management campaign. And we do lots of interactive applications for our roadshows. And last but not least, it's our modeling division, which is working with lots of local and international models. And we also do handle lots of shoots. So it can be either a still shoot, either a video shoot. Okay. For our clients, that is something which we do under the modeling division.
Wow. So when you say marketing group, you actually do the A to Z of everything that has to do with marketing, right? So how many years has FLC been established here in UAE?
So we started the company over 10 years back. Okay. It is actually this year we are celebrating our 10 year.
They are celebrating their 10-year anniversary, people. Exactly. That's a big deal in UAE. So when you started 10 years back, did you just start as a small marketing consultancy, or how did the whole group growth happen?
Correct. So when we started the company 10 years back, first we needed to identify a gap in the market, and this is what we have been doing. At the time, there were lots of advertising agencies which were basically able to deliver strategy campaigns. However, they did not have the skills to implement on ground. And there were on the other side lots of promotion agencies which were able to place promoters on store. However, they did not have the strategy in order to organize campaign for the clients. So this is the gap that we have identified, and this is the gap that we have come into the market to bridge. Today, and at that time, we are in a position to not only work on doing a strategy and a campaign for a client, but also able to execute this this campaign. Yes. And this is how I started. We started initially with our marketing division, after which we have slowly built and started developing our other division. So the company shifted from being a pure marketing division focusing on ground activations to being a complete 180 degrees BTL agency, which is handling everything related to BTL, be it on ground or online.
Okay, that's nice how the whole growth has happened. And since you say you do all 180 degrees, everything of BTL marketing, how did you start? Were you a marketing person always, right from the beginning? You came to UAE when? When did you first come to UAE? Let's start with that. When did you first come?
So I first came in UAE in 2002. Okay. And I started the company together with my business partner in end of 2008, beginning of 2009. Okay. Yeah. With regards to my background, I have master degrees in international business and economics. Okay. So I'm a hardcore business person, if you want to say that. Prior to that, I have been in different kinds of responsibilities, starting from, I started my career as a contract negotiator, then I moved into handling loyalty programs. I have done CRM, online, digital, then I've moved into more of a strategy role, and then finally I was ready to open my company in 2008.
And most of you're from Romania.
Yes, I'm Romanian.
I love Romanians. She's from Romania. And you've been most of your career and your whole life, you've been in Romania. Have you traveled around? while you were working, studying?
So I started my career in Romania, and 2 months after that, I have moved to Moscow, where I used to work for one of the biggest oil companies in the world. And then with them, I have moved here, and then stayed here to continue developing my career.
Okay. And now that you've mentioned, you've did quite a varied career graph that you have from everything that you've done. Did it really help at one point when you decided to start? Because did you always have this vision of starting something of your own? Was that entrepreneur skill always there, that, you know, that bone?
I'm the kind of person which always wanted to experience, to take the destiny in my own hands, to learn from my mistakes, to make mistakes and grow, to learn from others' mistakes, and to innovate. At the same time, I'm also the type of person which wanted to experience lots of things. This is why I think the company that I'm running now, it's giving me the opportunity, because at any point of time there are so many different things and divisions that you need to handle and to look into, that you can never get bored. And how my previous career steps have helped me reaching where I am and having the comfort of running my own company. Well, it's very simple. I've done a bit of everything. So because of that, I have generated the necessary experience to be okay with handling finance, to be okay with handling operations, to be okay with handling a supervisor's role. We started FLC Group with no financial support. There were just 4 hands and a big desire to make it. So then obviously I've been through all the stages of the company growth, as well as all the positions. So from finance to operations to supervision to promoter booker, I've tried them all. That's why I think it really helped.
Yeah, and it's amazing when you say you started with just a dream and not many financial help. And how hard was it while you were setting it up? Because I'm sure when you came here, you were here for a good, 4 or 5 years before you decided to start?
7 years, I think approximately 7 years.
And did you have a good network system by then? Friends, relatives? How did you just start, like in a country?
So it's a very interesting journey. I will just tell you the start. I needed to move out from my house to open this business because I couldn't afford to live in the house that I had. So that's the start for me.
Wow.
We started the company during the recession, so 2008. What we believed at that time is that the things are so low that it can never go lower. And there were lots of companies, lots of brands which still wanted to do on-ground activations, because the traditional mass advertising media was not working as it used to work, because it was very diverse, and because also the budgets that needed to be spent were quite high.
What was the traditional advertising media, like the newspapers?
Exactly. Whatever means ATL media in terms of magazines, newspapers, billboards,
oh my God,
they
the
were
billboards.
quite expensive, and then at the same time, obviously, it was taking time to generate some kind of results, while at the time of recession, people wanted to focus on small budgets,
but
however, possibility to generate immediately ROI, or at least to see an ROI which is coming. This is why we felt that that is our opportunity, and that is why we focused on that. And even today, even though we passed the 2008 recession, we are still very considerate in looking at making the perfect balance between the budget we are spending, while at the same time being focused on ROI. Because of course everyone can spend, it's very easy to spend, but generating the ROI, I think it's what is the key, and it's what we have focused throughout time.
Right. And from all this, I'm going to go back to the main beginning, the start that you said. You were at a stage in your life where, like you say, you couldn't even stay in the house that you had. And let's say that was one of the lowest points of your life.
Yeah.
And from there, how did you have the courage to, whom did you go meet? Did you just feel you had to make or break? That's it? You didn't have any other choice?
So I didn't have... I think I had nothing to lose at that time. What was there to lose? I always knew that I'm good enough to get myself a job if I need to. So it was just an attempt.
So you didn't have a job at that point?
No.
Okay.
So what happened is the company that I used to work off, and my business partner also used to work off, got bankrupted. I came up with the desire to open the company. We've been to lots of interviews, and I also I received job opportunities. However, I decided that maybe it's time to give it a try and see what happens. Now, throughout the time, there are lots of people which ask me, what if you would have failed? Funny thing is that it never ever crossed my head. I never had it in my mind that I will fail, because I saw that if I was good enough to deliver results for other companies, I can be good enough to deliver results for myself. Now, of course, there are lots of complications and challenges which I had along the way that I didn't think about, meaning, for example, the cost of opening your own company. There is a license cost, there is an office cost, there are lots of costs which are coming additionally. But what we've done is we've started step by step. And I remember you asked me if you had any friends, any people to go to. We have never used our own contacts to close any kind of business.
Wow.
And we still continue to do that, because what we believe is that friendship is friendship and business is business. And sometimes when you try to mix them up together, one of them starts getting affected, because this is how it is, this is how life is, you know. So we decided to keep it separate. We went to completely new contacts which we approached for business. It was difficult at the beginning. The only thing that I remember we have requested, and even now I do the same with everywhere I go, I'm just requesting for a chance. Give me a small project, see how it goes, and then I'm sure that we'll have a long relationship together.
And so your partner and you, your business partner, you said you worked together, so you knew each other for quite some time. And did you both have the same vision? Is that how you both decided to, the company you said you were working before, but how did you both decide to start this? And now it's been 10 years, so that means the partnership is going really well, touch wood. So why the merging of you both, and why did you decide he's the right partner for the business?
So I think the most important thing is the fact that our core values are the same, because you cannot possibly work with a person which has completely different core values. We had exactly the same core values. We are both genuine, honest, hardworking people, people which believe that they can deliver if they want to. So that was in order. I think the other advantage was that we are not similar. It's more challenging, but it is better, because if you are similar, then you have the same point of view, which means you can only go in one direction. However, if there are different points of view with similarities and with the same core values in mind, then obviously it is becoming a stronger partnership.
Yeah, and also I think in partnership it's very important. Like the strengths are also two different things, right? Like because if both
so then
have
they
the same
complement
strength,
each other quite well.
That's true. That's nice. And so it's been going for 10 years. And how have you seen the whole advertising world, the marketing world, especially in Dubai? Dubai is huge on advertising, right? How have you seen the growth been in general the past 10 years? Because I've had many people who say that maybe you had a small part to play in the whole changes also, your organization as such.
I mean, we like to believe, and we know that we have kind of been riding the trend. If you look a little bit of what was happening in 2008, on one side there were the advertising agencies which were focusing on developing strategies and campaigns for clients, while there were smaller agencies which were going into implementation, because the advertising agencies didn't have the skills and the strength to do on-ground implementation. And on the other side, you were having promotion companies, promotion agencies.
Today, the merge was not there.
Precisely. So this is the gap that we have bridged to start with while working and opening our on-ground activations division. Today, however, we are in a position of actually developing the strategy and implementing on-ground campaigns, and not only on-ground but online also. So we have moved from a situation where we were like a promotion agency was an outsourced arm, let's say, of a bigger advertising agency and helping with the implementation, with us going and working together with clients directly from concept to execution, handling A to Z. So today, for whatever means developing a concept and starting implementing it, we are competing with advertising agencies. And at the same time, we also do assist them. We're handling their work on ground, because us, as of now, we are not aware of any other advertising agency which is having the strength to do alone on ground activations. Even though they have tried, there have been several attempts, they are still finding it difficult because it's a particular segment which needs lots of experience and also lots of know-how.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's true. And when you started, how many staff were you? Just the two of you?
We are just the two of us. This is how we started, and then I got the third one, then the fourth one, and then we are now at 60 plus in the office.
Wow.
And overall our extended structure is more than 250 people.
Wow, so you've got freelancers who work with you, or
These are all people. So when I mentioned 250, these are people which are working on long-term contracts with us, be it supervisors or be it people that you meet at the store level. They are all on long-term. Additionally, if I am to mention the temporary persons which are working with us also, then we reach 500 plus.
wow,
So I didn't mention that.
That's amazing. And so you're like a unit here. You said 60 plus right
Yeah.
here. All right.
Yes.
And do you segregate them based on the 4 levels that you said? And which was the last edition? Which the modeling unit
The
was
social
the
media
last?
division is actually
social media.
the last one. So the way we are working is initially FLC was a company which was run at a centralized level. So me and Ganesh were taking care of all the divisions, and then slowly what we have done is we have developed strengths in our team members, and we are now having 4 different divisions, each of them being handled by an independent head of department. And we are trying to run each and every division as if they are independent profit centers. And yes, we do have people which are working in different divisions, and then there is a centralized creation and strategy department which is assisting and supporting all the other departments in terms of creativity and in terms of strategy for our clients.
But you still both are the ones who probably, let's say, a new client meetings, everything in terms of pitching to a client, it'll always be the two of you or the different departments?
Yeah, so now the way it goes is the following. We have the teams which are handling, still of course obviously with support from our side. We are both very much involved in the business. We do like to go and meet clients, we do like to go for new projects, but that is not to say that our individual teams cannot handle. This is our focus today. Our focus and our vision is to start training, coaching, guiding and helping these people to start running and handling independently their divisions, but we still enjoy being very much involved.
Of course, yeah. Now that you've been here for almost 10 years, from the point where you decided that make or break, you have to do something, have you at any point at that time considered going back to Moscow or Romania or whatever and not being in Dubai?
So you see what we have done, we have completely innovated. We are living in a world specifically which is completely changing, but at the same time we are also in an industry which is completely changing and evolving. So as I shared, the ATL spend has started going down, then we started focusing more on ground. Now if you see, people are barely, and the new generation is barely reading newspapers. Lots of decisions are being taken online. We are seeing things like AR, VR and lots of other changes which keep on coming into our industry. That being said, it was never a point of time where I felt bored, where I felt that I need something else, and this is why I stayed put, because we continuously evolved ourselves. So this is a company which every 2 years opened a new division. So exactly every 2 years we started opening a new division. This is actually how we grew. We are also one of the few companies which during the slowdown, if I may call it, which has happened 2017, 2018, we still managed to grow despite the situation in the market. And this is all by continuously innovating and moving from one place to the other. You know, it's not that easy while we are still trying to innovate. We do plan, and we have expanded already. The company is working across GCC. We don't operate only in UAE. And yes, as a vision, our plan is to start going more on a regional level to start with, and then we will see where next. Forward, but ambitions are very high.
All right, that's nice to know. And how has Dubai helped the whole process? Like, was it been easy starting something in Dubai? Because sometimes some women do say that it's easier. because Dubai is also expanding.
If you focus on what you have in hand of and what you want to achieve, what is your long-term vision, I think the place, while it might help you, it is not to say that you cannot do it in any other place. Of course, Dubai and UAE in general, we all know it is a region which is supporting entrepreneurs in general, and also ladies in particular. This region and the UAE in general is one of the only places in the world where you have separate lines for ladies. So I think this kind of says it all, right?
Yeah.
End of the day, I think for ladies, and it's very important to very well know what you want to do and to start eliminating from your head, because usually the challenges are in our head, to start eliminating those challenges about time, place, location from our head.
It's interesting you said that, because most of the time when women, I'm sure it's there for men too, but mainly for women, when they try to, even if it's in a job, asking for a raise or starting something, it's always the inner voice which pushes you down. And what is your advice? Have you ever had those issues where you said you've never felt that you will ever fail, but at the same time, most women do have that problem. Have you ever felt anything like that, or has anyone ever in your family or anyone told you that, what are you doing? You can't start something of your own. What's your advice to such people?
So I had challenges like any other person. You understand that if you are to achieve success, obviously the way to success is not easy. There is no elevator which is taking you in a successful position. So you take the stair. And believe me, I have heard thousands of no's before I heard a yes. I have had companies with which I've tried to work for 5 or 10 years before I started working. I have been to meetings when maybe I was not given importance for different reasons. So I've been facing all this. The only thing is that I'm a go-getter, and what I would recommend to everyone is that what you need to understand is that if you are planning to achieve something, it all depends on you. Yes, there are circumstances, but end of the day, it's you. And whenever you fail or whenever you fall, what you need to understand is that it's just a temporary situation. It's just a temporary place which is happening in your road. That is not a stop point. That is a review, reanalyze, assess, and move forward point. I think that is what's key. It's not people which are reaching, and there are lots of ladies and as well men entrepreneurs I meet every day, and those which are managing to grow are not those people which didn't have challenges. Actually, most of them would have had more challenges than others. But what happened is that it was so important for them that they never gave up. They said tomorrow is another day. I think it's very true.
How do you stay so positive?
It's again learning, right? You don't get it in one day, and we all have our moments when we go a bit down the rain, and then again we are trying to grow. I flip out of it very easy, because end of the day I know exactly what I want to achieve. I have a vision board. I know where I want to reach, and I was also very honest with myself from the beginning. I understand, for example, that me being so involved in this business, it means I need to sacrifice other things. We sometimes start this road thinking that I will do this, and at the same time I don't need to sacrifice anything. So obviously when you have this mindset that I will do but I will have everything else, when you will be probably more disappointed than others which know that there is a price to pay, and you need to be okay with that. If you put on a paper from the very beginning, I want to achieve here and I might lose this and this and this, but I'm okay with that because this is where I want to achieve, then to reach, then all the shortcomings which are along the way are being taken as part of a process, not as a tragedy.
That's true.
So this is how I stay positive, I just understand this part of the process, and the times when I make mistakes or when something is not going the way I would want to, I acknowledge the problem, which is very important. You need to acknowledge the problem, and then I try to understand the situation. See, I cannot control what you behaves or what you are going to do to influence or affect my activity. What I can control, however, is what I did, what I will do, and how I will change what I do today to be a better me tomorrow. This is the only thing that I can do, and I think it's very important to try to shift the focus through mind exercises, through meditation, through being in networks with people which are like you or people which are more successful than you, so that you learn from your experience. It's a combination of all which are making you a better person.
Right, very well said. Actually, yeah, because at the end of the day, only we have the power to know how to react to a particular situation and to snap out of it.
Exactly. No one can help you.
Yeah.
It's in us. We need support. We need to listen to others. But end of the day, the way you choose to look at life, it's entirely your decision. You know, and might as well look at it with a smile on the face or then a tear on your face.
That's
right?
true.
I think it's
you said
much
we
better.
need support. Is it easy for you to ask for help?
It was not easy initially. I'm an introvert. I'm very comfortable talking to you now, but deep down I'm an introvert. I think now I'm I'm an introvert which started acting like an extrovert because of what my business became.
Ambivert.
Okay.
That's what it's called. So, a bit of both.
Initially I was very closed. I'm also superstitious, so initially I was very closed because I felt that if I share with others, then maybe it will not happen. And even now there are core issues which I don't share because they will not happen. What I learned in time is that you don't need to share with everyone if you are not comfortable. But having 2 or 3 people which you can call your advising board, that is key. So that is what I do now. So for example, with my business partner, he is like my advisory board. Sometimes I share different things with him and we discuss. My closest network of business people that I trust, again, they can become as my advisory board where I share this. And it's not necessarily for support, for a point of view. The more we grow and the more successful you are, it's very hard to accept that we are still making mistakes. So then you don't want to seek support, right? It helped me grow more. So the moment I tried, I did this shift and I tried to ask for support. It changed. Even the organization and the way we build it is that there is no hierarchy in our company. We are today, everyone is given equal rights. There are people which are more senior and people which are less senior, but everyone which has an idea is allowed to voice it, because that might come to an amazing, engaging idea on ground or for any kind of activation. So even here, for example, support can be different team members which are sharing ideas or which are coming with something which maybe I didn't think of. And it's coming from all sides, the support.
Yeah, it will, as long as we are open. And also I believe that many years of being in different organizations, facing rejection, facing everything will help you also be better leaders, right, in an organization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and especially if you started from zero and you have actually done everything from promoter, booker to supervisors to all the things. Now, obviously, when we started, we didn't know all these aspects of the business. So you learn.
Yeah.
How do you learn? You learn by asking questions.
We say that half our problems are solved and when you realize you have a problem.
Precisely.
And then after that, you know how to, because if you live in ignorance that I don't have it, and it's not going to help at all.
I agree.
Yeah, and what you were saying, networking and everything. Are you now being a little bit better in going out and networking with like-minded people, or you still have that?
No, I feel very comfortable now.
Yeah, no.
It took me good 5 years. And I think I was looking for comfort when I was talking to people. It's not the case anymore. I just want to exchange ideas. I want to learn. Even if I speak with a person which doesn't share my point of view, it's interesting. I'm curious to understand, do I have something to learn from you? Can I share some of my knowledge? So it's becoming as a challenge. I start enjoying it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And anyone in your family, like you're from Romania, you said, and you've got anybody in your family who's had entrepreneur skills, anybody in business, or you're the first one?
I'm the first generation of entrepreneurs in my family. I think that's why it's becoming even more interesting. So I had both my dad and my mom. They've been working. They've been economists. They helped in the process of privatization of Romania We finished with the communism in 1989. It's just that they have both been working for institutions, and I'm the first entrepreneur coming from the family.
And when you first decided to start, did you have them telling you, no, it's not a good idea to start something, continue with your job? Because my mom still has that even now. It's like, you can always go back and start a job, you know that, right? I said, yes, but this is more rewarding if you actually look at it.
So I'll tell you my lowest point, because you're discussing and you're telling me that maybe my lowest point was when I moved from the house to start my business. My lowest point was another one. When I lost my job before I opened my company, my parents were here on holiday. And you see, for us in Romania, especially ladies, it's normal that they stay home, they build a career, they build a family back home. It's not normal that we travel abroad to find and grow a career. So my parents were not very much okay with me moving abroad for work. And then when I lost my job, what came into my head is, how will I go home to my parents, which were here at the time, telling them that I failed. And I didn't know how to do that. And in that moment, that was the toughest moment actually of my life, I made a pact with myself that everything will be okay and I will not be failing. I will tell them that I succeed, and this is what I've done, and this is what I have done ever since. If they told me don't do it, I don't remember, or I didn't hear those voices. Okay, it's very funny. I didn't hear those voices.
Because you had a goal. You had to do this.
Maybe they told me. I think my mom said, you've done enough. It's okay. You can come home. I didn't pay attention to anything. I didn't hear.
Yeah, and that would have been your motivator too, right? Somewhere deep down, that you have to do it to prove not just for you, for your family, well, to you mostly,
that it was the right choice,
yes,
right, to do that.
Yeah.
Because obviously I broke. I'm far away from my family, which is not easy. When I decided to take this step, it was not easy to do it. Then obviously friendships that I had back home, obviously they somehow are not the same. Let's call it like this, are not the same in time. So it was not an easy journey. And then all this effort and all these sacrifices, we agreed that sacrifices you do, but you need to know for what. Are for what? I made a pact with myself that I will not be failing, and then I didn't hear any other of the noise.
Yeah.
There are lots of noises. I still don't hear them.
Yes. So it's easy to just filter them out and just focus. That's the best. And now, are they super proud of you?
Well,
what is it? I think it's still hard.
See, I think my parents, they are very proud. They've always been. They supported me throughout. It's just that. I think my mom, of course, she would still want me very close to her. As I shared, everyone has their own goals and ideas and things in life and in their mind of how they see an ideal life. And the way my parents maybe see what is an ideal life, because they are a different generation, is slightly different than what I saw an ideal life. So because of that, maybe they would want me to have something else also, or something more. However, they started accepting that this makes me really happy, and now we are just embracing it and enjoy our time whenever we meet.
Oh, that's amazing. So what next for you personally and for FLC professionally?
So for FLC professionally, we are planning and we are actually one of the topmost choices for our clients, for our partners, and for our team promoters, talents, models. And we plan to expand more. As I shared, we now work across GCC, but we are looking at physically expanding across other regions as well. That would be step number one. And then personally, we will be starting, and actually we started already a new challenge. It's going to be something interesting. Okay. Yes, we started focusing on luxury villas, boutique hotels in Indonesia and Bali, and we hope to grow that thing also.
You mean to say it's as your brand you've started?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Indonesia
So
and Bali.
I mean, I think we started in August last year. It's very exciting. It's something which I wanted to do since I was a child, and I was very lucky that my business partner Ganesh is also very much excited about the idea.
Okay.
it helps us learn, experience, and at the same time, it gives us lots of satisfaction because it's something which is very close to the heart.
Oh, that's nice. And you love traveling, do you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a travel addict. So I love traveling around the world. That's why for me, in an ideal scenario, would be to have our villas in at least 3-4 places around the world.
Yeah.
We even identified the destination. We started with one, so
Okay.
then hopefully in 2 years' time we'll have in minimum 4 destinations. This
Awesome.
is what
That's
I'm looking at.
very soon we'll see FLC villas and destinations, different
It's going to be
places.
Aindra, so the name is Aindra Villas. This is how I
Aindra.
started.
Okay.
I mean, you are of Asian origin, so I'm sure that you understand what Aindra
Yes.
means.
Yes.
So yeah, that is going
That's
to be
amazing.
our brand name.
And from all the places you've traveled to, your favorite place?
It's very difficult. It depends for what. So for relaxation, I would go for Maldives. For a different culture and something to learn from, I would go to Japan.
Oh, I love Japan.
It's amazing. I love Kyoto. I think there are so
Kyoto,
many things to learn.
That's, I think it's said that many countries, UNESCO heritage sites, many countries might have maximum one. Kyoto has like 19.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's amazing.
It's
so
amazing,
yeah.
yeah.
And you have lots of things. I think we have so much to learn from them. It's mind blowing. And then for peace of heart, I would go to Amalfi Coast.
Oh, I've never been there. Maybe someday soon.
It's beautiful. Italy is always never lets us down.
And while you go traveling and you see how marketing and advertising, because that's who you are, right? Have you ever felt Dubai has always been one step ahead in terms of marketing and advertising everywhere, or do you bring back a few ideas from here and there and incorporate it?
It depends on the market. So I think that Dubai is a pretty advanced country, and UAE is a pretty advanced country in terms of marketing and advertising. That being said, I think there are lots of amazing activations which are being done around the world, especially when we go to developed countries. So here outside Europe, and I would also cite Asia, places like China, why not? Places like Japan, also Korea.
Taipei.
Exactly. So there are lots of places where we can bring interesting things, you know, and we always, even in the company, we have lots of educational spots every Monday and Tuesday where we are showing and looking into activations which happened around the world, because there are lots of things to learn, and there are lots of things to get from other places also.
And have you tried bringing it back, incorporating it many times?
Of course, lots of activations ideas have been implemented.
And how has acceptance been? Has it been very open, the clients
so
here?
Today the core, we live in an environment where it's no longer important what a brand gives to a customer. What's important is what's in it for the customer. Each and every customer is asking us what's in it for me.
Yes.
So because of that, what we need to learn, all of us, is better way of customizing and better ways of engaging with the customer, making him, be it on ground and online, to spend more time with us. Because if you get the customer to spend more than 30 seconds with you, then you are almost guaranteed a sale. If you don't manage to capture his attention for 30 seconds, then you might lose that sale, right? So what I bring from abroad are new ways of engaging with the customers, and whatever is innovative and new is something which will work.
Yes.
Innovation always works, so I think this is what our duty is as marketeers and innovators, to keep innovating.
Amazing. And you've also done that in your life, starting from almost nothing at one of the lowest points of your life to have reached here. And I'm wishing you all the very best and more growth. And I'll hopefully see you in Bali, in
Bali,
one of your villas.
In one of the resorts, exactly. Hopefully I'll also manage to relax there and not to work, because now I travel and I work. I enjoy it. It's in the blood. I think
once you start doing something you love, then it just doesn't look like it's work.
It's not work, precisely. So I don't perceive it as work. It's just, it's normal.
It's just your day-to-day.
It's part of who I am, exactly.
Yeah, there's nothing like, and I think that has also changed, right? Where you say, earlier people used to say, oh, this much age to this much we work, and then there's retirement. I don't think people want to retire anymore. They just want to, you can take breaks in between, but continue working, right? And I think you're one of those.
You know, I think so. Very important is, it's very, very important what is important for you as a person, because of course what's key for me might not be key for you. People keep on talking about balance. There is no such thing as balance. You know, what is important is what are the key priorities in your life and how you ensure that you are having them all. Maybe not all together, maybe different points in your life you have them, but focus is on top key priorities.
Yeah,
I think this is
and your way to the goal.
And for me, work is obviously one of them. I don't perceive it as work, right? I just perceive it as doing something which is part of me.
Yeah, it's part of you. And
precisely.
You've grown it so well. I mean, to start with 2 people to almost 500 employees across the world, we can say that, right?
Yeah.
Long-term, short-term, freelancers, everything. To manage that and to have reached here, amazing. And I'm so happy, I'm grateful that you've been part of Women of Arabia. Wishing you all the very best. And
thank you for having me.
Thank
it
you
was
very
a pleasure.
much.
I really enjoyed this. And hopefully we'll see each other soon somewhere.
Inshallah. Thank you. So that was this episode of Women of Arabia.